Living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi.
Ooh.
But not too far.
The best thing is, no more...
What would you like to do?
Here is your chance at home to come up with a spitting image sketch. The only limit is your imagination.
Blimey, Megs, you're a dead ringer for Michelle Obama.
When everyone sees how perfectly I channel her, they'll totally give me the role.
Meghan Markle completely lost control. Not just upset, absolutely furious. A puppet show had just crossed a line that even the royals never saw coming, and this time, Meghan couldn't laugh it off. She demanded an apology over a 5-minute parody that exposed everything she's been desperately trying to hide. What started as royal satire turned into something much more revealing, a comprehensive takedown that showed the real Meghan Markle the world had never seen before. And her reaction? Let's just say the puppets weren't the only ones with their strings showing. If this story got your attention, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more royal revelations. Drop a comment below. Do you think Meghan and Harry are freedom fighters or just building a new empire?
News. But there's one person who's not happy. This one. Do you recognise him? It's Prince.
And check out our next video where Martha Stewart takes down Meghan's lifestyle brand. You won't want to miss that one. When Spitting Image unveiled its parody of Meghan Markle, it wasn't just another royal roast. It was a full-scale takedown that targeted every nerve she thought she had protected. The puppet version of Meghan was absolutely ruthless, mocking everything from her desperate attempts at Hollywood fame to her obsession with creating the perfect lifestyle brand. In the sketch, we see her pitching Meg Goop, celebrating the Earth Goddess in all of us.
Star-studded show today, as we're joined now by King Charles and Harry, the Duke of Sussex, for an exclusive...
The parody didn't just poke fun, it dismantled her carefully constructed image piece by piece. The puppet shows Meghan stealing an invitation to Michelle Obama's book party, acting as though her royal status entitles her to everything. But here's where it gets really cutting. The sketch exposes her as someone who believes the world revolves around her celebrity status. The Spitting Image crew painted her as a fame-hungry, control-obsessed figure who can't handle not being the center of attention. And Meghan, known for crafting that perfect public image, couldn't handle the intense mockery.
Breaking today, yes, they met. But King Charles gave Harry the cold shoulder.
What made this parody so devastating that it invented lies about her? It was that it took everything Meghan had already shown the world and amplified it just enough to reveal how ridiculous it all really was. The lifestyle brand obsession, the constant need to be seen as this empowered woman breaking barriers, the way she positions herself as more important than she actually is. Spitting Image didn't create these characteristics. They just held up a mirror and showed everyone what was already there. The puppet Meghan is seen surrounded by essential oils and wellness products.
House to Windsor, from Putin to Paddington via Silicon Valley. It's fearless, it's as disgusting as the real people, and it's as hard-hitting.
Desperately trying to recreate the Gwyneth Paltrow empire, but coming off as a cheap imitation. Every gesture, every perfectly rehearsed line about empowerment and authenticity gets twisted into something that feels manufactured and fake. The way the puppet moves, the way it speaks, it's all designed to show how calculated every aspect of her public persona really is. But what really sent Meghan over the edge was how the sketch captured her relationship with celebrity culture. The puppet version shows her name-dropping, social climbing, and treating every interaction as a photo opportunity. When she steals that invitation to Michelle Obama's event,
soft champagne light, designer candles flickering on an untouched marble table, a chilled bottle glistening under a vintage chandelier.
It's not just about the invitation. It's about her desperate need to be associated with people who actually matter. The puppet exposes how she uses her royal connection not to serve others, but to elevate herself in Hollywood circles. This wasn't just comedy, it was exposure. The carefully constructed narrative of a strong, independent woman was dismantled, and it was clear to everyone watching that the real Meghan Markle had been revealed. She wasn't laughing. In fact, she demanded an apology, showing just how much this parody affected her. The puppet version had done what no royal biographer or tabloid could do.
Yesterday, Harry and Meghan torched what little was left of their relationship with the royal family and what little was left, frankly, of their own reputation.
It showed the world exactly who Meghan really is behind all that PR polish. And her reaction proved that every single joke had landed exactly where it was supposed to. The puppet version of Prince Harry was just as harsh and just as spot on. Instead of being the dashing royal everyone once adored, the spitting image Harry was a tragic, bumbling figure, desperately trying to stay relevant in a world where his title means less and less. In one particularly cringeworthy sketch, Harry awkwardly pitches Meghan for a role in a movie no one cares about.
Aren't you generous, Harry? Okay, some questions. Did you receive a tax break? Was this paid through...
Essentially pleading with the Hollywood director like he's some out-of-work actor trying to land his next gig. The absurdity of the scene was based on a real-life incident when Harry was caught pitching Meghan to Disney's CEO during a red carpet event. Remember that video? The puppet version turned this embarrassing moment into pure comedy gold, showing Harry completely oblivious to his own lack of career options and letting his wife call all the shots. The show didn't just mock his joblessness. It mocked the entire royal fantasy that he's been clinging to, but it gets worse.
Buckingham Palace has declined to comment on these claims so far, but this, of course, is the answer to the question that everyone has been asking since.
Harry's puppet spends its time complaining about being fifth in line to the throne, acting like it's the worst fate in the world. The character whines and moans about his position as if being a prince is some kind of burden rather than the ultimate privilege. Here's the real sting, though. The puppet version knows it's just a puppet, a powerless figure in someone else's story. Meanwhile, the real Harry is stuck in a relationship where Meghan makes the major decisions on everything from their public image to their next big move. The most devastating moment comes when Harry's puppet has a conversation with Paddington Bear
and the public alike. While Meghan has always been portrayed as a sophisticated and refined woman, this new information paints a very
about his past experiences. The puppet gleefully recounts his organic, catastrophic phase, completely mocking his privileged behavior. It's a direct commentary on the rebel who thought he could live on the fringes of royal life while trying to hold on to all the perks of the crown. The Spitting Image crew makes it clear that Harry's struggles are entirely of his own making. The sketch where the puppet complains about being fifth in line to the throne is more than just satire. It's a harsh commentary on how out of touch Harry really is.
Prince Harry flaunts his family wealth in a latest cringeworthy bid to overshadow...
Instead of using his platform to make a real difference, Harry's puppet is seen pining for sympathy, acting like being a prince is a curse rather than a privilege. This harsh portrayal isn't just funny, it's a stark reminder that Harry, in many ways, has become a man stuck in the past, unable to adapt to a world where the royal title means less and less. The puppet shows him fumbling through conversations, desperately trying to sound important while everyone around him sees right through the act. When he talks about his royal duties or his past experiences,
Been for Uber Eats, but there were too many damn rules. Don't touch the food, don't taste the food, drive on the road.
It all comes across as someone trying to relive their glory days, rather than building something new. He's no longer a respected figure. He's become a laughingstock. And Spitting Image makes sure the world sees it. The saddest part? The real Harry seems just as lost as his puppet counterpart, constantly looking to Meghan for direction while pretending he's in control of his own destiny. If there's one thing this Spitting Image sketch gets absolutely right, it's the power dynamic between Meghan and Harry. The puppet version of Meghan isn't just a mockery.
Like a marketing tool. When Meghan and Harry sat down with Oprah, they presented their pain and their exit.
It's a harsh commentary on how she controls every aspect of their lives. In the parody, Meghan is shown as a cold, calculating figure, always plotting her next move, while Harry is reduced to a puppet, literally and figuratively. Her every decision dictates their entire existence, with Harry playing the clueless follower who can't do anything without her approval. The Spitting Image crew exposes how Meghan has maneuvered herself into absolute control. From press strategies to public appearances, she makes the major decisions behind the scenes.
Like, I curtsied as though I was like...
Harry simply tags along, always second to her in every regard. In one particularly cutting sketch, Meghan calmly manages Harry like an intern while he fumbles through the chaos she's created. The puppet might act sweet, but underneath, she's the mastermind orchestrating every move since they left the UK. The sketch shows Meghan's puppet telling Harry about her Netflix show, describing it as being about a beautiful young swan, but no one treats her like the beautiful swan she is until season 2 when everyone apologizes to her.
Invention of royalty. Meghan and Harry were going to run things their way. No palace rules, no royal press offices.
It's a perfect metaphor for how she sees herself. The misunderstood victim who deserves recognition from everyone who's questioned her. Meanwhile, Harry's puppet just nods along to whatever narrative she's spinning. What makes this revealing is how the puppet version captures their real interactions. In actual interviews, Meghan does most of the talking while Harry provides supportive nods. She's the one with grand plans and philosophical statements, while he validates whatever she's saying. The puppets just exaggerate what's already obvious to anyone paying attention.
Charming, intimate detail between Meghan and Harry, an abbreviation of their names to demonstrate closeness, became the...
Meghan isn't just a partner, she's the power player, and Harry is the passive sidekick dragged along on her quest for fame and control. The sketch dismantles any illusion of equality. Meghan holds all the cards and shapes their entire public narrative. Harry? He's just her puppet, following whatever direction she decides to take their brand next. One of the most laughable aspects of Spitting Image's take on Harry and Meghan is portraying them as rebels who broke free from royal oppression.
The event should have been a routine appearance, but a single moment set the stage for what would become one of the most controversial and dissected
They position themselves as freedom fighters seeking privacy, all while profiting off their story at every turn. Spitting Image doesn't just mock this, it completely dismantles it. Harry's puppet whines about being trapped in a system that gave him fame, money, and power from birth. Meghan's puppet plays the empowered woman while constantly using royal titles that contradict her privacy claims. The satire exposes their rebellion as a PR stunt designed to sell a narrative. They claim to break free from the monarchy.
Oh, Ms. Markle, you ain't fooling anyone. We just know that you're listening. Yes, that's right.
Yet every move centers on making money from the institution they supposedly despise. Netflix deals, book contracts, they're not escaping the royal family, they're creating a new empire built on their personal brand and media attention. The puppet, Harry driving for Uber Eats but complaining about rules, perfectly captures his entitled attitude, wanting benefits without responsibilities. Their rebellion is nothing more than a publicity campaign. They speak of breaking free from royal constraints while reinforcing their dependence on the system they claim to reject.
This is why Meghan Markle's new Netflix show is getting so much hate.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has...
The royal rebels are just two people capitalizing on a cultural moment they can't escape. Their escape from royal life is a farce, desperately trying to maintain media relevance while pretending they want privacy. The puppets expose their quest for freedom as just another performance for their ever-hungry audience. If there's one thing Spitting Image skewers perfectly, it's the Sussexes' inability to stop chasing the spotlight despite their supposed desire for privacy. The sketches make it clear their escape from royal life is a farce, with both desperately trying to maintain media relevance.
It's great, but farkle's not really a word.
Well, there's no words that rhyme with swarkle.
Rather than retreating from the limelight, they've carved out a niche in it, capitalizing on every move. The puppet versions highlight this irony perfectly. Meghan is depicted as the ultimate strategist, plotting her next media appearance while pretending to champion privacy. Meanwhile, Harry's puppet constantly yearns for freedom, yet continues profiting from the system he claims to reject. What Spitting Image captures is how hypocritical their narrative truly is. They brand themselves as monarchy victims, yet every move, Netflix series, podcast deals, is calculated to stay in the public eye.
Prince Harry is pictured on a doorbell camera calling at houses while looking for a friend. The Duke of Sussex, who was in London, claiming in court that he felt...
They've made millions off their story while railing against the institution that gave them their platform. The puppet versions lay bare the truth. They're thriving on attention they claim to despise. The show strips away their carefully crafted image and exposes the fundamental contradiction at their brand's heart. It's not about freedom, it's about control and monetizing every move. Their quest for peace and privacy is nothing more than performance, carefully staged for their hungry audience. The puppets make it clear Harry and Meghan are stuck in a never-ending loop of self-promotion. Unable to escape what they claim to be running from. They've positioned themselves as activists and truth-tellers, but their actions betray them completely. As Spitting Image relentlessly tears apart the Sussexes' carefully constructed public image, it becomes painfully obvious that their brand is built on fragile foundations. The puppet versions stumble from one crisis to the next, constantly trying to rebuild their reputations, only to reinforce the very stereotypes they claim to challenge. In one particularly biting moment,
Prince Harry didn't just return to the UK, he walked straight into a wall of silence. No buzz, no...
Meghan's puppet obsesses over her personal brand, while Harry's puppet awkwardly tries to keep up, bumbling through one self-inflicted disaster after another. The show captures how their efforts to escape the royal system have led them into a new gilded cage, where every move is scrutinized and commodified. What Spitting Image highlights is how the Sussexes traded royal stability for an incessant need for validation. Through multi-million-dollar contracts and endless media appearances, they can't get enough spotlight.
Breaking today, Meghan Markle's Washington, D.C. ambitions.
They've positioned themselves as activists and truth-tellers, but their actions betray them. Every step reinforces their dependence on the system they claim to reject. Their rebellion was always about selling the story, not real change. The Sussex brand isn't about substance. It's about selling an image. Through documentaries, books, and PR stunts, the puppets show Harry and Meghan stuck in a never-ending loop of self-promotion. The puppet Harry admits he's tried every career, Prince and other things, but maybe he's just not qualified for anything.
It's not that people dislike her because of what she's done. It's because they've created this media version of her that...
It's a devastating commentary on how lost he's become, desperately searching for purpose while clinging to his royal connection. Their legacy is now linked to one thing, a brand built on contradictions and empty promises. And there you have it. Spitting Image absolutely nails the Sussexes' whole charade with sharp satire and harsh truth. The couple may have left the monarchy, but as the sketch shows, they'll never really escape the spotlight. Whether they like it or not, they're just another chapter in the royal roast.
So I think probably it was different several years ago, where
the puppet versions expose everything the public has been thinking, but few have been willing to say out loud. Harry and Meghan's carefully crafted narrative of victimhood and empowerment crumbles under their own contradictions. They wanted freedom from royal constraints, but created an even more demanding prison, built entirely on public opinion and media attention. What makes this parody so effective isn't that it's harsh, it's that it's accurate. Every joke reflects something real about how they've conducted themselves since leaving the royal family.
Her big season 2 of With Love, Meghan, which is really such a fake season 2. I said this as soon as they ended.
The show doesn't need to invent scandals. It simply takes what they've already given the world and holds up a mirror. The puppet Meghan obsessing over lifestyle brands, the puppet Harry bumbling through career attempts, the power dynamics where she calls all the shots. None of this is fiction. The genius of Spitting Image is how they've captured the essence of what makes the Sussex story so frustrating to watch. Here are two people who had everything handed to them, who walked away from one of the most privileged positions on earth and somehow managed to make themselves look like victims in the process.
Now, we go from delicious chunky goodness to delicious smooth goodness.
The puppets don't let them get away with that narrative. When Puppet Harry complains about being fifth in line to the throne, it perfectly captures the entitlement that drives so many people crazy about the real Harry. When Puppet Meghan schemes her way into events she wasn't invited to, it reflects the social climbing that everyone can see but few will openly discuss. The show strips away all the PR polish and media training to reveal the core personalities underneath. The most damaging part isn't the mockery itself, it's Meghan's reaction to it. By demanding an apology and losing control over a puppet show.
So imagine this. You offer your mansion, security detail, and millions of dollars to help two of the most talked about royals on the planet.
She proved every point the satirists were making. A confident person would have laughed it off or simply ignored it. Instead, her meltdown became part of the story, showing that behind all the empowerment talk and media training, she still can't handle criticism or mockery. This reaction reveals something fundamental about Meghan's character. She can dish it out, but can't take it. She's perfectly willing to criticize the royal family, the British media, and anyone else who questions her. But the moment someone turns that same scrutiny back on her, she crumbles.
Well, when you've lived a life like mine, there really isn't just one experience that defines you. I wish it were that simple.
The puppet show exposed this hypocrisy better than any serious journalism ever could. Spitting Image succeeded in doing what royal biographers and tabloid journalists have tried for years. They revealed the real Harry and Meghan. Not the polished, media-trained versions we see in carefully controlled interviews, but the entitled figures who can't understand why the world won't just accept their narrative without question. The puppets may be made of latex and fabric, but the truths they reveal about power, privilege, and self-awareness are absolutely real.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may be gloating, oh yes, because of the reconnection once again to His Majesty the King.
In the end, Spitting Image did more than just create a funny puppet show. They held up a mirror that Meghan and Harry couldn't stand to look into. Every exaggerated gesture, every satirical moment, every puppet punchline revealed truths that no amount of PR management could hide. The fact that Meghan lost control over latex puppets tells you everything you need to know about how fragile their carefully constructed image really is. The Sussex brand was supposed to be about authenticity, empowerment, and breaking free from outdated institutions.
I watched television last night. You know, they split the screen. They showed Harry at his Well Child charity, and they showed Kate.
Instead, the puppets showed us two people trapped in their own contradictions, desperately chasing relevance while claiming they want privacy, demanding respect while showing none to the family that made them famous in the first place. What's most telling is that this wasn't even the most harsh parody they've faced, yet it's the one that finally broke through Meghan's composure. Maybe it's because deep down, she knows the puppets got it right. They're not rebels or freedom fighters. They're just two people who traded one gilded cage for another and somehow managed to make the new one even more restrictive than the old one. The puppet strings may be visible in the Spitting Image studio, but the real strings, the ones that control Harry and Meghan's every move, are pulled by their own desperation to stay relevant. And that's the most devastating truth of all.